Hi guys! Time to do the emotion forecast for this week to see where the energy is at, which I'm quite looking forward to. I'm quite emotional at the moment, which is very intriguing. I'm not sure exactly why. It's like I am, but I'm not at the same time, if that makes sense. I really don't. Never mind. I'm about to say I really don't have a reason to, but just emotional eyes is on leak mode. I don't even know if I can even blame the rain because I love the rain. I know it comes with growth, but that's what we're gonna see. What's all going on? I'm gonna use the traveling deck and the tarot. And I forgot I didn't get my dog on skull. It's okay. It's upstairs. And I'm hot. My body is heating up. Why is it? I'm getting hot. That normally only happens at nighttime. My body heats up. The Magician. This is the energy I feel like I'm in right here. It's anxiety, stress. But it's coming from a standing out aspect. You're standing out in obstacles, which is bringing a balance. And you're operating like a magician with a balance that you have. But it's causing you anxiety. Which that's so funny. I think that's funny. What's causing you anxiety is what got you standing out. They both got nines on it. That's the balance. What you think 9 and 9 is not a balance, but in this metaphor it is. It's the same. Alrighty. I bitchin'. The star card. And bringing a balance. You're balancing. And you're standing out. Because you're operating like a magician. The magician is in the dark, but it's bringing things to light. It's like in this first image where you're standing out, which is kind of funny because that's the sun up there. Balancing under and above. It's in the dark, but it's obvious. It's the eternal realm operating very obviously in the here realm. Yep, but there go all the freaking flowers around. The magician, which is the here realm, it's making things obvious. I can't stop rubbing my head. I'm such in this energy. I can't even act like I'm not. My head is. It's a lot going on. But the universe is giving you an opportunity to manifest. That's what's got you standing out. You have a foundation is being offered to you. So this is an exchange. And it's coming together. You're exchanging with somebody and it's coming together. This is an exchange you're joining. Joining. You got 9 too, divine communication. This is what got you standing out, but it's causing you anxiety. That exchange of a foundation is it's coming from the divine realm. It's like what I'm doing now. I'm receiving from the eternal realm, but you're seeing it in the here realm, the present. Well, that's kind of intriguing to say. They both the same metaphor, literally. It's just one supposedly you can see, and one supposedly you can't see, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And they're going to balance again. This is all balanced energy, but it's causing you anxiety. All balanced. This is the universe offering it to you. Chance to manifest, which is the wand. You're standing out in it. And you have a foundation, which is kind of funny. That's the water part. It's the water element. This is below. You know, some people just think the below is like the land aspect, but the land was underwater before also. You know, I've actually seen that happen, and it's quite intriguing how something was land and then all of a sudden it turns into water. It's like a whole pond or an ocean or something. It's that aspect. And that's your foundation. That's why you're able to balance both sides. Then you got the temperance. This is all balanced energy. A balance is causing you anxiety, but it's the eternal aspect doing it. Eternal aspect. Shadow. It's your shadow side. I speak of this a lot. How shadows communicate. Your physical body may not be communicating with somebody, but your shadow is doing it. And then it's getting intriguing because the shadows are getting so good that they are literally communicating through the person. You know how people say you have the freedom part, you know, that's the part of freedom, you know, you get to choose certain things. This is not seeming like a choice, if that makes sense. But it's probably going to keep getting ignored. It kind of, I don't want to scare nobody and make it seem spooky, because some people say this is, what's the word, Jesus? I don't know, it makes me think of like the exorcism stuff, honestly, where your spirits hop into each other's bodies, but it's already in you. It's just like, since your body don't want to physically do it, our shadows are going to do it. It's already with you, and they're doing it. I might fool around and even exchange shadows. And you won't even know because nobody recognizes their shadow. They don't even think there's nothing there. They think that shadow is irrelevant. But they're definitely communicating through people. Like how I'm translating, they're communicating through me. But it's deep into it how they are doing it. Where it's like a chirper. That's the best way I can explain it. Where it's not spooky. It's like, oh, duh. Like chirpers, like the birds. How they can be up there and then come down here with us. It's that same aspect. It literally just is. Except your physical body is still here, but your shadow is all over the place. Your shadow, it's kind of funny. It makes me want to be a little sarcastic a little bit. As into, like me, I just was on the couch, but I call the couch my coffin just because I spend a lot of time there. I am one who operates very well on a Buddha aspect. I don't really need to move to connect. But metaphorically, you know, my physical body is here. Energetically, shadow-wise, I'm all over the freaking place. I probably am sitting next to you. I'm at work with you. It's that aspect. But I might be in that energetically aspect. I may be communicating with other shadows around you to communicate with you. If that makes sense. Like, that's the only way I can explain this. And this is what this energy is, which is causing anxiety. Is the chirper. This is how you communicating. Then it's coming together. This is different foundations coming together. This is other people who have the same abilities. They recognize their gift. I wouldn't say same abilities, maybe. They recognize their gift. They understand and they purpose for being here. It's a coming together. As to how I just sat there and said, if you, I want to say awaken, but aware, you will realize that I'm communicating with you through other people. Or vice versa. If I can recognize that you're communicating with me through other people, but it's shadow-wise, energetically. Your physical body, or my physical body, ain't gonna look like the person that's talking to you, but it's me. And that's just what it is. But it's a balance. It's bringing a balance. That's so nice to freaking know. Even though I'm living that, I'm always living it, but it's definitely have been intensified for sure. It's new people, even myself. I'm gonna use myself as an example, just because I can speak on it because I'm in an emotional stage right now, just from other people's energy and aspects of that nature. What was I finna say? Oh no, I forgot about to say that doggone fast. Jesus. I can speak on other people's energy. I really can. It is what it is. Some people may not like that aspect, but it's meant to help. Like, I can't knock my purpose because it's just what I meant to do. Because I've been feeling the energy as into people, you know, sometimes, well, history shows great people, when they're just so good at things, people get upset and normally want to take them out. But it's just like, you don't stop it. Like, it's just the next one gonna come. Like, it's a slowdown, it's a delay to something that's supposed to be getting fixed. Like, even the whole little pandemic situation, because it seemed like it's definitely a part of it for sure, it still get missed. Nobody know what the hell that really was. They don't know why they had that mask on there. All they know is they could die. Of course you know you're gonna die with that mask or without that mask. You know that. You know, but the real depth of it, it's the eternal aspect. You're not getting rid of the eternal aspect. You're just not. And the eternal aspect causes a confusion too. It's this energy. Because it comes off like a mental illness. But the way it get dealt with and treated is in a negative way. Like, even how I sat there and said, you know, history show great people, once you get to a certain level or something, they normally want to offer you. Even in the mental aspect where you're communicating with the divine, they normally give you something to have you stop doing it, or at least suppress it, which causes other stupid side effects because it's being ignored instead of recognized. And they just make it get intensified more, just to keep bringing awareness that I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. Which is funny because somebody's waiting on you. Also, this card in my hand. Somebody's waiting on you. Wherever you're. Wherever you are.
It's not Daddy Rings are nice and shiny.
What is this? Somebody's waiting on you. I gotta pull another card for that because somebody's waiting on you. But it's part of whatever this manifestation is the universe is giving you and you're standing out. I don't know if this is the same energy. I'm gonna pull another card. I said I don't know if it's the same energy. We're gonna figure it out together. Oh, this is somebody else. This is the coming together aspect. You have a dry background. Where you're standing out is a dry background. This is all dry. What's water in the middle of the universe offering it to you? In the middle, there's water, but both sides is dry. This is a dry background where you're at. This is all land-based. Who's waiting on you? It's water. It's like boats coming in. So I don't know if there's somebody coming to you, but it's there coming from the water to the the background. That's intriguing. Pull another card for that. Dry background, no growth. You could be standing up, but you're not growing. It's dry. Nothing really. There's things that do grow, like in the desert, but normally you think of dry, you think of things just dying. Oh, you got the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Your spouse is waiting on you. And they got the Queen of Cups, the foundation. That's the water. The Queen is the water. And they're headed to, here we go, right here. On the water, headed. Right to me. Or headed right to me. Headed right towards you. But as I was saying before, in the distance is water. But they're headed to a dry background. Here goes the water. And here goes your spouse. Your spouse is your balance. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Where is that at? That was the first card. It was the star card. The land and water. This one, they're out here. That's so awesome. It's just awesome because I always say, I know I need a partner to grow. It's a certain level of a climate that you can get. That's why you're standing up, but you're not growing. It's like you operating off a half of a circle, half of a heart. You need your other half. And it came out, which is so awesome there. Now we move over to the traveling deck, which I feel like this is the traveling energy. This is a lot of travel energy. Because this really feels like the universe is your spouse. The universe is giving you a chance to manifest. But it's their self. They're giving you their self to manifest. That's awesome. That's super awesome. So the emotion forecast is anxiety. It's going to be a lot of anxiety. It's about a divine communication. If you aren't fully understanding it, that's what I was saying. It could cause paranoia activity. But it's just like, what the world? How you know that? Things of that aspect. It's the shadows doing it, as I was saying. And it's leading to this. Because it's like, it's the unexpected of that. Or it might just be that more intensified, honestly. 'Cause even with myself, who've been doing this for a hot minute, like I seem like all my life, but I have gotten better in it. Even how I'm doing the cards now. It still can cause paranoia sometimes. Like what? How it causes paranoia? Just simple things how I said, like how you know that? Or, oh my God, I recognize you in somebody else. Like they can say something that you know that other person said. Like it's no way it's not you. It kind of make me go back and think about how they recognized him when he came back after he died and came back to life. How they recognized him. Because I always confused and like, was the flesh still the same? No, it's this same aspect. It gotta be. But it can cause confusion. Because it's like, it's not that physical form that you thought. But you recognize everything else in that person. Oh, Jesus, Travel got a lot to say. I'm gonna grab the ones that flipped up. Buckle up? Yes, definitely intensified. I said buckle up. Flasher's prayer. Be very wise in your actions at the moment for people behind you. Yes, this is what this is. This is the energy. It's kind of funny because I just did a recording like this where I was recording behind me. If something is wrong in your aspect, handle it in a way when you come back, it's more smoother. So it's like be delicate. So I say cautious. Because it reminded me of a car. When you drive and they got them little flashers on their car, like something's wrong. How you handling the situation you're in now? Be cautious in it for people behind you. Handle it with delicacy, if that makes sense. In a way you would want to be treated, understandably. Because literally you're going to circle back too. And you would want that ride to be smooth for you. What else we get? Need a lift? You need a ride? Or you need an uplift? Like some encouraging words or something? Who's following you? Your shadow. This is a tricky one right here. That's it. See, it got confusing a little bit. Tricky. Who's following you? Somebody you got a connection with. You can get so many connections from so many different aspects. Like, a lot of my energy be honestly marriage energy. But in our reality of understanding, it's a death do us part understanding. And a lot of people, when they end that marriage, don't ever talk about what happens if you die, before me, or like, and I'm still here, like, do you move on with somebody else or you just stay by yourself? Like, they don't have those after this moment conversations, if that makes sense. And literally, if you got married for the right reasons, death don't mean nothing. We're still connected. And that seems like that energy, that you're still with you. You thought the death do us part was stopping something. It's like, I'm still here, yo. So it's very wise to have those type of conversations. ahead of time, which a lot of people don't ever really want to. But somebody actually told that to me before. I thought it was a little intriguing. I thought it was nice too, but it made me feel a certain type of way. What's going on with my words a little bit? I feel like I'm on chop and screw mode. Chop and screw. Just it's a slow energy, just because my mind is in a lot of places right now. But I'm trying to focus on the energy that's present at the moment within these cards. Somebody who gave me a gift, a snake, which they actually gave it to me this month, so it's like an anniversary of my snake, because I love my snake a whole bunch. This one right here. He told me one day that the lady that he was with said that if something ever happened to her, that she would want me to be with him. And I just was like, what? That's nice, but it made me feel some type of way. Like, did she think, like, I'm that type of person who just would be on you like that? Like, I never thought I gave off that impression, but it was nice that she seen that in me, that if something was to happen, she knew I would be the next best thing. So I thought that was quite cool, honestly. A lot of people don't like to have those type of conversations. It's like, if it's not me, it's nobody, okay? And that's selfish. It's selfish because, honestly, everybody offers a breadcrumb. Some part of a puzzle that you need. Whether how deep into a connection y'all have is up to you. Some people they rather go to their friends and talk about things than their actual spouse. Like, they will go talk to their friends about things, but build with their spouse, if that makes sense. Like, they don't build with their friends. They just have that. It's a different type of level, It's like steps, like actual steps. If that makes sense. That's kind of a reason why some people be like, I don't even need marriage because I can receive more in a friendship. But it's like, what you rush the marriage for? You probably should have married one of your friends. I feel like I'm traveling now, but seriously, somebody needed to hear this for sure, because I feel like my mind is going. Like, they need to know something. What else I got in here? Where are you? Oh, Jesus. I said, oh, Jesus, where are you? That's back to back, too. Who's following you, and where are you? All right. I'm going to leave that alone. Plug in the key. I think this is the last 1 minute we got. Unlock the door. Plug in the key. Unlock the door. Got a lot on travel today. They all fell out, so I'm going to use them, because we got a whole week. Stop, drop, and pray. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this ain't good energy. It's going back with the flasher's prayer. Something's wrong. It's going with, where are you? Who's following you? It's that energy. Stop, drop, and pray. Putting others first. Ay, ay, ay. Are you thirsty? Whew. Alright, I feel like this is a lot of argumental energy. Not understanding a connection that have. Even if it's simply as how I just sat there and said, you married with somebody and y'all never have that conversation about what happens if I leave out before you, or I don't know. Even before then, a conversation as into all your needs, all your true god doggone desires. If you don't actually fully know what you connected and committed to, it can cause confusion later on, because you realize they're still hungry. They weren't full, and they may have found something that filled them up. or brought a balance. Ay, ay, ay. This is this for sure. It's this one. So, our motion forecast is shadows are going to be letting you know what's going on. They're going to be communicating through each other, through other people. Like, it's just that form of a way. And it's going to cause anxiety because you may realize something that you did not know. Because your shadow is going to tell you through another person. And it's going with the energy as into, as I said a minute ago, who's following you and where are you? And are you thirsty? I got some water. Let me stop. But seriously, I have a balance. Water is everything. It's what keeps us going, honestly. So that's that, guys. Remember, be kind. You are a reflection. Oh, speaking of reflection, look in the water. You can see yourself.